and welcome to A Weasel, a Pickle, and Levi, a podcast hosted by two men in Parks. We're coming to you live and from our studio in the depths of Antarctica. It's pretty chilly, but we're going to make it work this week. Parks, how are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm a bit drained for some reason, but
yeah. Well,
I'm glad we're doing this tonight, so yes.
Yeah, I wonder why we're doing this at like 4 a.m, huh?
I don't know.
Wow, that's good radio here, boys. Okay, first we're going to start off with our weekly Ask Reddit question. If you could speak for 1 minute and be heard by everybody in the world, what would you say? Nathan, we need give us a response here.
Yeah, what's the name of that last Star Wars movie?
Rise of Skywalker.
I think I would talk about how I hated the end of Rise of Skywalker.
Wow.
At least for like 10 seconds of it. Like I'll just say like they should not have kissed at the end.
Yes. You know, this is good continuity from last episode. So yeah.
Did we talk about this last episode?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure we did. Yeah.
Oh.
That's okay though. Yes. That's good. I would add humor in it too.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree with that because more people would want to listen to me. I would certainly bring up the gospel message.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, you would. Yes, you would.
We all would do that.
Yes, I know you guys would, yes.
I'm pretty sure I would just talk about global warming.
Really? Oh, yes.
No way.
You would convince governments to repeal the gas tax.
Yes.
Or subsidies. You said gas tax, though, in your speech.
Yeah, I would convince government. Okay, Nathan, so I actually, in that speech, for our listeners here, I need to give some background. I gave a speech recently on why gasoline prices should be increased. It's on YouTube. You can find it on my channel. So, but actually, when I was writing my outline, I wrote why gas prices should be decreased. And that's what I said in the speech. You were right. I said it wrong. I literally said the wrong.
No, like right at the beginning. It was so funny.
So my whole speech was a big
muting.
contradiction. I was convincing people that it should be increased, all the while saying I want it to be decreased. I got a 90%. My teacher didn't catch it.
Good. That's good.
It was a good speech besides that.
Oh yeah.
That was just really funny.
Yeah, that makes me feel really stupid. And
hey, do you remember your speech about composites?
Yeah, I do remember that.
30-minute speech that just like rambled like 2 a.m.
Well,
that was the best speech I've ever heard.
I really like when my speech 1 a.m. before it's due is literally garbage. I love that. It makes me feel really confident.
It's a scary time.
Yeah,
that's okay.
But about your question, your 1 minute talking to everyone, I was thinking about something my pastor was talking about during evening church yesterday. He was talking about how, just handing out tracts isn't necessarily a good witness. Because like the word of God is always going to work, but also we need to present it with like ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So how would you present the gospel well if people can't see you, don't know anything about you, don't have a reason why to listen to you?
I think I like to go back to Paul in Acts 17 when he goes to the Areopagus in Athens, and he makes some good connections with their culture, like the altar to the unknown God, and he quotes from like 2 of their poets. And so I think making like cultural connections is important. And
keep in mind though, this is the global culture.
That's true. Mine would be very US based.
Well, do you remember what you said to Sadi?
What?
When we were in Minneapolis, our Uber driver, what you said to Sadi?
Yeah, what did I say?
Yeah, you asked him what gives you hope. I think that would be a good question to pose to the world in 1 minute, and then share what gives you hope.
Yeah. No, I think that's good. Very good.
I think that would be a good thing. I don't know. It would be more meaningful than just like giving facts to people.
Yeah, facts don't move. Like, I mean, facts are important. I like facts, but you have to have a good balance of logic and emotion, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, posing a question would be very good, I think. Yeah, I agree, Nathan.
Oh, what wisdom we have on this podcast.
Oh, yes.
All right.
Yes.
Now for a quote, we're going to respond to this quote. This is from Joyce Carol Oates. I literally have no idea who this is. I found this quote on Twitter.
I know. Yeah.
Really?
Spell it for me and I'll look it up.
You have that capability in your studio?
I have ultimate capabilities. 5 monitors, right? Oh, she's very old. She's a novelist and she's very old from New York.
Do you think she has grandchildren? If you look at her, do you think she has grandchildren?
Yes.
Do you think she would bake cookies?
I'm not sure.
Okay. All right.
If I recall correctly, I thought she wrote Little Women. Is that right?
I thought Little Women's really old.
I don't.
I'm just kidding. That was a joke. Yeah.
Oh,
no.
that was
funny. Wow, that was really good, Mark. Oh boy.
It's really late, and I don't know why.
Yeah, 4 a.m. podcasting, not recommended. Yes. Okay, the quote, boys. Distraction is the destruction of the imagination.
Wow. To me, there's like a lot going on in that quote. So I think distractions, in a sense, could spur on imagination sometimes. Yeah. I mean, it really depends on what is distracting you, but I don't know.
It's like, what are you getting distracted from? Or like, what constitutes a distraction?
Like, is it distracting you from your responsibilities, from your engineering homework?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like Clash of Clans, one might say.
Yeah, or like weird drawings of cats saying meow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really have a problem with that one, but
that's pretty creative.
Possible.
Right. Sleep can be a distraction.
Yeah. Sleep can spur the imagination, though.
That's true. If you get 4 hours of sleep, your imagination probably goes to weird places.
That's true.
And your imagination then just becomes a reality.
Yeah. Like you're sleeping during class, but you're half asleep, and then
Fridays
were incorporated into your dreams.
Fridays were trippy.
Yes.
We don't do drugs in the engineering department. We just deprive ourselves of sleep.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah. In Core 130, we talked about symptoms of sleep deprivation, and I know that all 3 of us have shown.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not good.
I think where she's coming from with this quote is I've definitely felt it in myself. Like, it's easier to just turn on the TV and like veg out than think hard or be creative in some way, like write. Or I think reading's much more of a like imagination builder than just watching TV. But reading can be an escape and a distraction too. And so like, and TV can like spur the imagination on. I think there's a healthy balance between everything. And like, it's not like my engineering homework is really spurring on the imagination, but it's not a distraction either. Hopefully it's not a distraction.
Yeah. I hope it spurs your imagination at least a little bit too.
Oh yeah, it does.
It's just like, mindless plug and chug,
No, it's not. But sometimes
enthalpies in our table.
Sometimes it's like I'm just doing these math calculations and it's not like a real world problem that I'm solving.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. As a
what
kid,
you're saying about books and TV, I would say books are far more good for your imagination.
Oh, I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Yeah, because like if you're watching TV or something, you're just consuming the images in front of you. But if you're reading, like you're making all of that in your brain. Like it's your imagination, your idea.
That's why I just watch TV with the subtitles on.
Yeah. Have you ever read a book and then watched a movie based off the book? and then saw what the people look like in the movie, and you're like, just like, no, that's not what they look like at all, and you're just upset.
Yes. Yeah, that's like, I think that's pretty normal.
Yes, similar to what Chase just said. I often enjoy just reading scripts to like TV shows and movies, but I don't watch them.
Yeah, I buy all the scripts on the internet. I don't watch anything.
Yeah, right. When I was a kid, I'm not sure. You know how a lot of people say like they felt as a kid they had a ton of imagination and they were free to like be creative all the time and think. Mm-hmm. And I think that was true for me, but I know that some kids would just sit at the TV as well, like watching Caillou or Sesame Street or.
Oh, I totally did that. I'd spent a lot of my childhood watching TV, but I also remembered like drawing and making weird arts and crafts and playing outside and going on bike rides a ton too. So
yes, I would play these really weird like role-playing games with my friends outside.
Parks, the OG Dungeons and Dragons guru.
Yeah, yes, that was fun, but
that's pretty cool.
It probably looked odd, us like talking to ourselves and like.
Yeah, it's not much different than now, so.
Okay.
Good stuff, boys.
Yeah, that was a good quote.
Just good radio here. Making radio magic. Let's move on to the next topic. This topic goes more engineering. We love engineering. 3 engineers, 3 incredibly smart men on this podcast.
Absolutely.
What advice what advice would you give to younger engineers, or what would you tell yourself if you could go back before you started engineering?
By younger engineers, are you talking about like freshmen
or somebody's like a senior considering it? Because we have so much wisdom being sophomores.
Well, I certainly know more about it than I did when I came into it.
That's for sure. I still don't think I could give you a definition of what a mechanical engineer does, though. So
yeah, today during my band Zoom meeting, there was a guy who said he wanted to study civil engineering, and Dr. asked him, what is that? What do civil engineers do? And he's like, that's what I'm going to college to figure out.
Yeah,
he didn't really know.
Yeah, that civil's a little easier for me to peg down, but mechanical, no clue how to describe that. Nicole, I was talking to Nicole about it, and I was like, I don't really know how to describe this, but I like what I'm learning, so that's important.
When my dad asked me, like, you want to work on machines with your mechanical engineering degree, I'm like, well, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Mark, so you've got it easy with that civil degree,
Yes, it's a piece of cake.
Yeah, mechanics is easy.
Yeah, that class. Easy.
Not complicated at all.
Oh, yeah. I think I was not prepared going in with how much work we would get.
Yeah, that's what, like, I'm sure people told me it was going to be hard, but it's something that no matter how much you're told, you just need to experience it to know, like, that it's going to be a lot of work. Mm-hmm. And for me, much, much different than high school. High school is much easier.
Oh, yeah.
Valedictorian of Dakota Christian, right?
Yeah, yes. I'm just a genius. High school is so easy for me. It's because I didn't take any hard classes. That's
well, if you go to school in like a one-room schoolhouse, that probably
Little House on the Prairie or something.
Yeah, I had the same teacher K through 12.
Remember when we went into your school during an exam?
Oh,
yeah, it was during their exam, and we went and played cards. We just waltzed in. That
was so weird. I was pretty uncomfortable, low-key.
That was really fun.
Yeah.
In high school, didn't you? Yeah, Chase, you told me that in high school you would take like naps instead of like sleeping, really.
Yeah, my sleep health in high school was absolutely the worst.
Mine was too.
I would have like a test the next day, and it would be like 11 o'clock at night, and I hadn't studied at all, and I'd be tired, and so I would tell myself I'm going to take a nap. And so I would set an alarm or like a timer for like 20 minutes, and I would like just snooze that for 2-3 hours, and then I'd wake up at 2 a.m. and study.
Oh, that sounds so painful.
It was awful.
Oh,
I'm so happy.
Torture.
Oh my word.
That's okay. Yeah.
That's just honestly that was a function of a lot of factors, like having poor physical health, poor mental and emotional health. It was a lot of things that went into that, which I'm thankful has gotten better.
And you're in high school. Like, that's a very just high school thing to do.
Yeah, totally. And I got away with it. Like, I probably got A's on the majority of those tests because they were really easy.
What did you get on the first exam you took as an engineer?
Oh, boy. That was 116, right? That would have been probably 116.
Yeah.
I think I got in 83%, which
that's not bad.
Average was like 50%,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, I got like a 63.
Yeah, I think. Oh man, I remember how like the professor like gave a huge like monologue about how we're not like just numbers or something like that, which is good.
Oh, that's a good feeling, guys. You're not numbers.
Yes.
You all got 45% on this.
Oh, we knew something was wrong. Which is that was
like,
Professor IE, right?
Yeah, that was.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it was like a subtle like slip in of the class average is a 52.
I says it quietly, but you're all much more than numbers. Much.
Yeah.
More.
Yes.
We all passed that class. We're good.
Yes, we did. Yes. I mean, we lost like 60% of our class as
it was 60%.
That's the number I heard thrown around after from what we started to the end of the first year, like the whole first freshman year. I think it was like 60%. That's what I heard. I heard it was a lot.
I don't remember.
Look at me, probably like it was like only 2 people dropped, and I'm just.
No, I remember more than 2 people for sure.
Oh yeah,
60% is a lot.
That is a lot. I think we've kind of steadied though. We've hit steady state. We're no longer in transient operations.
I'd say you're right.
Yeah. Okay, yes. Transitioning now. So we would tell our younger selves it's going to be hard and sleep more. I don't know. That's.
There was something very specific that I think I would have told myself as like a young high schooler through high school. I used to help my grandpa like work on tractors and planters a lot, and I would let him do most of the thinking because I was just like, enjoying being outside on summer days. But what I should have done is had him like make me figure it out.
Yeah.
Because I would have learned just a ton, and I did learn stuff, but I would have learned a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good word. Active, like problem solving.
That's like I did that a couple of days ago. My dad and I switched out an engine on some mowers.
Nice. That's manly.
I learned a ton.
That's cool. Okay, Parks. Yeah. Can you tell us? So, in our mechanics and materials class, we're doing a forensic project. Just for our readers to know, a forensic engineering project. So we take a disaster and we try to discern why this disaster happened. And so, Parks, could you tell us a bit about your topic and what you studied and what you found?
Yes. So I studied a bridge in Seoul, South Korea, actually. It's called the Sungsu Bridge. And it collapsed about, I think, 15 or 17 years after final construction was completed on it. And I guess I won't go too in depth into like technicalities, I guess, but
yeah. Oh, we wouldn't understand. We're just poor simpletons.
No.
No, the real reason is you don't understand.
Yeah. The real reason is I was trying to open my Word document to like look at what I had written, but apparently you can't do that in Zoom, like while Zoom is going. But oh well, okay. Yes. So the construction was poorly done, specifically like the welding, just very botchy, I'm afraid, throughout. And I think the constant load of traffic every day going in and out of Seoul, which is a huge city, like that's the epicenter of South Korea, basically. Just it did not hold up. It was even showing signs of collapsing, and it was not
before it happened.
Yes.
So North Korea didn't sabotage the bridge.
Thankfully not. Yeah.
That's good.
No. And yeah, it was just not regularly monitored. There were I did a lot of research into like the lack of regulations and monitoring that was done, which is a huge like component to, I think, any project. Like it's not done once you've finished construction. You have to like keep,
for sure.
Yeah, keep up with how it's holding up. And
good
then
maintenance.
Yeah, pretty important.
Yes, right. And yeah, and I guess one of my big conclusions was that apparently there was a huge push during the time in which that bridge was made, along with other construction for South Korea in general. I guess through a lot of papers that I had read, there was a big push to industrialize and modernize and just efficiently complete projects. And I think that obviously showed in the construction process.
Yeah, they cut corners.
Yes, yeah, cutting corners. And yeah, the result is kind of, sadly, I guess, what would be expected with so many cut corners. And so my conclusion was that yeah, it does make a big difference, like our motives going into a project and how we go about like completing it and stuff.
Would you, as a Christian engineer, have signed off on the design plans? Because like it's possible that the design plans were fine and it was just how they were implemented were poor, I guess, which I don't know if you would do that at all. But what did you, we had to answer that question. What did you say?
Right. Yes, I think a big issue, I think, that I through research that I found was that I think that the construction design like changed in the middle of the process, and I'm not sure how that like translated to the higher ups, how if they knew about that. I'm sure they did, I guess, but yeah, I would not have signed off probably just because of
when was this?
Oh man. Okay. I promise I know this.
Like the Korean War it ended in 1953. So like how soon after that did you start doing it?
It finished in 1979.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did a lot of people die?
I think, if I remember correctly, I think it's either 32 died or 17, and 32 were injured, I think. But yeah, there was like a bus that fell into the river that goes underneath it. I'm trying to remember what river that is. Oh, it's the Han River. Yeah, the Han River is underneath it. So, yes, there were, I think 32 casualties.
Huh.
Yeah, 32 deaths, yep.
That's a big fear of a lot of people, like bridges collapsing underneath them.
Yeah.
Right. Is that a low, like compared to, how many casualties were there in your guys' projects? Like, I don't know how to gauge.
Yeah, I only had one in mine.
Okay.
I had a couple hundred. I don't remember the number.
Yeah.
There were a lot of isolated incidents of mine occurring.
Oh, yeah, because yours was like a tire thing on a...
Yeah, it was Firestone tire failures on Ford Explorers. the tires would split in a way that would make the vehicle roll over. And Ford Explorers are SUVs, so their center of gravity, center of mass is higher. And then their roofs weren't very protective, so it would be very prone to collapse and kill the people inside.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, boy, it's like when we're sitting doing more circle or whatever at like 2 a.m. on a Thursday night and our problem sets due the next morning, it doesn't feel like it matters a ton what we're doing, but like someday what we design and what we approve of and stuff is gonna like have an impact on people's lives. And so
yes,
like, that's
right.
Yeah, to remember and to keep in mind.
Yeah, that's kind of exciting in a sense, but
yes.
also really scary.
Also, like it comes with a responsibility.
Well, keep in mind, as an entry level engineer, they're not going to make it.
We're gonna be getting
people on it for
people. We're gonna be getting coffee for people, and we're gonna be doing solid.
Pretty much.
Okay, well, I'm bored of this topic, and I'm an engineering major, so I'm sure everybody who's listening is bored, if anybody is. We're going to be moguls, boys. I'm sure thousands are going to listen.
Yes.
Next topic, we're going to switch gears a little bit here. Why do we baptize infants? I think, Parks, you're on board with infant baptism, right? You're good with that?
Yes.
Yeah, you think so?
Yes. I've gone back and forth quite a bit in my life, but I don't know. I want to hear what you guys have to say.
There's a respectable case for both. Like, I believe infant baptism, but like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely have had my doubts, but I think I've come out thinking like this is the right way.
Because I was baptized as an infant. That's why.
Well, I'm sure that my that's a bias of mine, and that plays into this. But
of course.
But I have had doubts, and I have tried to like evaluate both sides. I just think that it being a replacement for circumcision, and Jewish people would certainly have thought that their children would be involved in this covenant, even though it's a new covenant. And there's nothing in the New Testament that forbids that. And so I think if it was not for children, there would need to be something in there that says, your children are not supposed to be included in this, because they would have just...
And, the children of believers, like the Bible says, they're included in the covenant and included in receiving God's promises.
Mm-hmm.
Like we believe that children of believers are holy, and that, if they pass away before the age of whatever, I don't know like how people determine that or what that is. Nobody knows that, I don't think. But if they pass away, we believe that they do go to be with God. So
I don't know. Actually, I think that's another issue. I don't know if an infant that's baptized, or even if it's not an infant that's baptized, if they die and their children are believers, I don't know.
Well,
I think
it's not like they're predestined against that. I don't think. I
think the Belgic Confession or the Canons of Dort. No, it's probably the Belgic Confession talks about this, and I think it's like a big problem was miscarriages, and they said like those children are in heaven, but I think a good answer is that those children are in the hands of the most merciful and the most just being in the universe. And so he has the right to decide, and he's going to decide the right thing. And so I don't know if I can say for sure.
That is true. But also think about like parents who had a miscarriage.
Yeah, like my mom did have one, so it's a personal issue in a sense too.
Yeah, me too. I do think that it is safe to say that God has saved those people. And I can't remember, like I haven't thought about this issue in a long time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I've heard biblical arguments for the children of believers going to be with God once they die, before they come to a certain age of, having the ability to make a conscious will of yes or no. And I mean, like, you have original sin.
Yeah. Which, like, because, I mean, in a sense, if you go full like, since God is sovereign and we really can't choose anything anyways, like how much does that choice and that ability to choose weigh in? Because like our will is bound from birth to evil no matter what. Like we never really are free to choose. It's only because the Holy Spirit comes in and changes our hearts that we're able to choose God. And so like I don't know how much good an age of being able to choose is, but at the same time I totally understand that, because like a 4-year-old can't make the same decisions that a 12-year-old can, and there's like much more conscious choice there.
Yep.
But
and
like,
no, people aren't like, as adults, you're not saved by the faith of your parents. You can't just be like, yeah, my parents are Christians, so I'm fine.
Yeah, of course.
Like, that doesn't mean you have a relationship with God.
Yeah.
And I do think it's different with kids. So,
Yeah.
And I think what you were talking a little bit about predestination and, God's elect. Infant baptism is a reference to that also, I believe. It's about, before these children can choose, we're saying that they are a member of God's people. They are a member, they've been baptized into the body of Christ.
Yeah.
That's another reason why I'd say that, yes, the children of believers are saved. Not because of the baptism, but because we believe that they are a part of the body of Christ with us.
Yeah, I think that argument is pretty good. Like people have a problem with infant baptism because the infants can't choose it. But like I said, salvation really isn't our choice no matter what. It's all on God anyways. Like he's the one. Yes, of course, there's human responsibility and choice. But
it's a beautiful thing that God works in our hearts to get us to a place that we do choose him. Mm-hmm. And it's all him, but he gives us that choice too.
Yeah, it's a weird tapestry that we're never going to be able to like understand.
Yeah, and it's because we're not made to be robots. We're made to have a relationship with him. So
yes,
people who don't believe in predestination, who would say, I did choose to follow God, I would say, yes, you're right.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they are.
You did that because, God gave you the faith for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So
I don't mean to change topic, but
no, hop in, Mark.
Our Easter service this week at home, we were at home, watching a live video on YouTube.
Yeah.
Our pastor this week asked us to go to our kitchens and get vinegar and spoons, and to put vinegar on our spoons and consume the vinegar.
For what purpose?
I assume it.
Because Jesus did that.
Because Jesus did that. Yes.
Like he was given the
sponge.
The sponge with the sour vinegar or something.
Yeah. Yes.
Or whatever it was called.
Yes. And we did it.
Yeah. What did you gain from that?
I don't know. I don't remember, because as he was kind of making a connection, I'm pretty sure he was. I was choking like badly. Like our whole family.
Maybe that was the point, just to get across that this wasn't an entirely nice thing that was given to Jesus.
Yeah, and he was choking too, like badly. We were all just coughing and wow.
Oh,
that's incredible! Oh my word! What a great sermon illustration. Nobody has any idea what it means because they're all choking.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
Good stuff.
That's good.
Yeah. Why do the biblical authors provide us that information? Because it's in there for a purpose. Like what's there for?
Doesn't it say like he needed to, like it was one last prophecy he needed to fulfill or something, and then like it references a psalm.
Okay.
Wow.
I think
a lot of things are like with his crucifixion were
fulfilling prophecy. It says like to fulfill the prophecy, he said, "I thirst," and then he drank the wine or the bitter wine or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly where that is found in the psalm.
Oh, I don't know.
It is something like that.
Right.
Okay, well, I think we we talked a good bit about baptizing infants and drinking vinegar during church. That makes a lot of sense. And choking on it. It's the third sacrament. It's the Wesleyan sacrament.
I would adopt that sacrament.
Okay, now let's discuss a bit what we've watched recently. TV or movies, maybe something you've read that caught your eye. But yeah.
Here, I'll go first because mine is probably not the worst. I'm just excited to hear your guys's. So, yes, I saw this week a Spanish film called Contra Tiempo, which is a different, it's a different title in Spanish.
Yeah, that does.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get the connection. But in English, the title is The Invisible Guest. I don't know where that comes from.
Nathan, can you translate Contra Tiempo for me?
Is
Tiempo time?
Yeah.
Is Contra bad?
I think so.
That makes sense. I can translate it real quick.
Yeah.
Good radio here. Good radio.
Yes.
We have
I've been helping my little brother with his Spanish homework.
Good.
Spanish immersion, so that's been a tough time remembering all my high school Spanish.
Oh, I could not. It's all gone.
It means against time.
Against time.
Sense.
Yeah, contra.
Yeah. I don't know what that English translation. Anyway, yes. And it was very good. It was sad, kind of like a sad plot. I won't give away too much because I think it's best for this film going in knowing nothing about it. But I love good plot twists and wow. Yeah, this one.
Did you feel cultured watching it since it had subtitles? Did that make you feel?
I spoke in Spanish the rest of the week. So. Yeah.
What a case.
I can't. I'm sorry. Yes. And yeah, I watched it with my sister, and we paused the video probably 30 times, which would seem annoying to most people maybe, but it really helped. To be able to the subtitles went by so fast that I couldn't keep up with them. So.
Oh really?
At times, yeah. And it wasn't complex really, but you needed to read the subtitles to understand what was going on. But yeah, you probably didn't get anything out of that review, but
give us a number rating, Parks.
Out of 10 or something?
Yeah.
In Spanish.
In Spanish.
Oh yes. Oh my! I have forgotten my. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I would give it a good 8.5.
I think point is punto, isn't it?
Yeah.
8.5.
Yep. Oh,
that's really good. That's a good rating.
I thought it was good. Maybe I'm just.
I put it on my list. We'll see if I get around to it during this quarantine time. I've got lots to do.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Nathan, what have you recently watched?
Well, for our KHP contract, we watched Inception. Or have you seen that yet, Parks?
Yes.
But yeah, that is a good movie.
Yeah,
it's so.
I love that.
It's in my top 10.
Should we not talk about what happens in it just in case?
Oh no, people! It's 10 years old at this point.
Yeah.
So spoiler alert, but we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah. I'm so bad with actors. What's the guy's name?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah. Good old Leo. He was really good in that movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
The actor who portrayed his wife.
Mm-hmm.
The whole dynamic made me really sad. That was
really sad. The scenes in their apartment.
Oh my
goodness.
Oh, so
good.
sad.
So
tense.
Yeah.
You like sad stuff.
I do, yeah.
I was sad after watching that movie. It was hard to watch. Both of you like sad stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it ends on such a note where it's not you want to go slit your wrists, or that's probably insensitive to say, but it ends in such a way that there's a glimmer of hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good ending, and it was not like just a really sad, like he came to peace
Yes.
loss of his wife, and like he no longer felt entirely responsible for it, which is an interesting question. Do you guys remember what happened well enough to say that
I think so.
Partly responsible?
So like she thought she was still in a dream, and that she needed to die in order to
wake up from the dream,
yeah,
so they could return to their kids.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So he, did Inception on her, planted an idea in her mind.
Yes.
Deeper dream state, saying, you're in a dream, and that helped her wake up. But then when she woke up, she was thinking, I'm still in a dream.
Yeah. Yes. In the real world,
like she was really, really missing her kids, their 2 kids, and she was missing like living together because they had been in this dream state for like a lifetime.
Yeah.
Without their kids, which would be hard, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So she was ready to go back.
Yes, right. Nathan, what did actually, I think I know what okay, Nathan, at the end, everything is a dream still, right?
Because the top, oh my God, I was watching the top. Like they talk about in the movie, his little thing that he keeps with him to know that if it's a dream or not, like it'll after he spins it. They went to the cutscenes or the end credits before it fell over. Mm-hmm. That was such a good ending.
Really good. Really well
I am sure it wasn't a dream. Like that's
right.
But it meant to leave that little bit of
like was it? And I think he just like he was okay. He just wanted to be with his kids, and that's why he walked away. He didn't care. He just wanted to be with his kids. He was ready to leave the past. Like he dealt with the demon that kept, like, not that his wife was a demon, but the past that kept bothering him. He like kind of dealt with that and came to peace with it, and he just wanted to move on. Which,
still loving his wife, not just like saying forget about you. Mm-hmm. Do you remember what he said to his wife in that dream state?
No, I don't.
About, how I think her name was Mal. Mal, you're very wonderful, and I'm gonna miss you. And she's speaking to his what do you call it? His apparition of her, or his projection of her. But he said, "There's no way my projection of you could ever come close to the real you."
Yeah,
was good.
I'm pretty happy. That was really cool.
Yeah,
I love that.
Oh, Christopher Nolan, best director of all time, hands down.
Yeah, he's done such good work. I mean, yeah, and that movie is one of the few movies I can just watch. I could watch that at any point in time, just almost an infinite number of times. I really like it. The special effects are so good. Like when he's first teaching that girl about like the dream state and building and stuff, and how the city like is twisting, and the mirrors and all that stuff, and the fruit like explosions in the street. I think that's just so cool.
And I think the most shocking part of that was like when they stepped up onto the wall and started walking.
Yes.
The street that was at a 90-degree corner.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
So cool.
And then Mal like stabs the girl, right?
She stabs whatever the guy's name was. What's his name?
Wait.
She stabs Leo's character.
I don't remember. It's been a little while since I watched this movie.
Yes, the soundtrack is so good.
Yeah, incredible.
A
dream is collapsing in time. I think those are the two like ones that really hit it for me.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yes.
Great movie. That one,
good movie.
Yeah, one of the best movies. Mm-hmm. I recently watched a movie called The Way Back, which just came out. So spoiler alert, probably nobody's seen it, and don't waste your time. So I bought it for $20 because it was in the theaters and they released it to home video. And so like the price for those movies, I guess they decided is $20. So $20. I sit down to watch it.
$20 to watch a movie.
I really wanted to see it because it's Ben Affleck, It's Ben Affleck, I really like his acting. It's
like the duck.
No.
What? Wait.
The Affleck duck.
No. Oh
yeah.
It's Ben Affleck, who I really like, and it's a basketball movie, and it's really like the trailer made it look really sad because he's like Ben Affleck's the main character, and he coaches a crappy basketball. He was a really good high school basketball player. His life goes sideways. He becomes an alcoholic, and then he's asked to coach his old high school's basketball team, and they're horrible or whatever. It looks really sad because like everything's going wrong for Ben, and it's just every single like sports movie trope you've ever seen is in it. Like everything that could go wrong for the guy has gone wrong. Like he fell into drugs at one point in his life. His wife divorced him. His kid died from cancer. He's now an alcoholic. The first like 5 minutes of the movie, you don't see him without a beer in his hand. Like he just gets plastered and then drinks a beer in the shower. It's, oh my goodness.
Oh no.
And so like it had such potential to be so good because like to have this like really good redemption story arc, and it does end up redeeming him. And I think there's something like it was pretty to see a really broken character get redeemed, but they rushed the last 15 minutes, the redemption part. So that was disappointing, and it was just so cliche, and it was so predictable. So I liked it just because I like basketball and I like Ben Affleck and I like sad stuff, but also it was pretty boring. The score though really fit the movie. I like that.
Good, yes.
I'd probably give it a 5 out of 10. I'd say don't waste your time. Unless you really love sports movies, don't waste your time.
That's $4 per star there.
Yeah, right.
I don't think I would go back and get my money back because I wanted to see it so bad. But
yeah.
Did
someone hit like a game-winning shot? And
yes, of course they did. Of course they did. Good. They got demolished by a team at the beginning of the season. And then they have to, at the end of the season, they have to play this team for the playoffs, and it's the same team they got destroyed by, and then they end up hitting a game-winning shot, and everybody's happy, and they go to the playoffs.
Oh, of course.
Wow.
You know, that reminds me, like, not to change the topic, but that reminds me of my 7th grade basketball career. I was standing at the 3-point line. I, like, had made 2 points that entire season.
Oh, yeah.
There are 2 seconds left in the game. I took my shot, like my janky, like two-handed.
It's so bad.
Shot, and I made it.
Oh.
And I got the rebound.
Ice in his veins. Oh,
wait, you made it and got the rebound?
I made it. Oh, sorry. I made it, and then I took my second shot because it was a 1-and-1 or something. And then I rebound.
Okay.
So
wait.
It was
a game with like the ball.
Like you made it and got fouled?
No, I made it. And then I got to take another shot. What do you call
a free throw and one?
Were you shooting free throws?
Yes.
Oh. Okay. So it was a 1-and-1, and you had
a 1-and-1. Thank you.
You made the first one, you missed the second, but you got the rebound.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
This won you the game?
Yeah.
Ice.
Wow.
Ice in his veins.
It was cool.
That's awesome. If I recall, Chase, I thought, took like a half-court shot.
Yeah, it lost us the game. No. Okay, here, I will lay this story out.
Yes, please.
So I tell Parks this story last year about my high school. In high school, I think my junior year, it's like the third quarter, and there's like 15 seconds left, and I'm coming up the court, and somebody starts yelling, 3, 2, and so I pull up from half court, and like it smacks off the backboard. It wasn't even close, and it turns out there was 10 seconds left, and it was because the guy in the stands, could not see the full scoreboard, and so he just started yelling, and so I looked like a complete idiot, which is funny in itself. Like, that story is funny and stupid. I think we lost the game by 20 points. It didn't matter, but so I've told Parks a story, and then I don't know how many weeks later, we're at supper in the Commons. Who are you talking to? Was it Sarah and Tony?
I thought it was Sarah or Tony.
Somebody in the fam.
Yes.
And we're sitting there, and I hear Parks start telling the story about me. And he's like, yeah, so Chase, fourth quarter of a basketball game, they're down by like 2. He dribbles up the court. There's like 20 seconds left. But then somebody starts yelling from the stands, 3, 2, 1, and he pulls up from half court. He lost them the game. They could have won. But Chase got it from half court. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, wow, that is totally false, Sparks. Like, what?
Oh, yes.
And then I didn't say anything. And then afterwards, I was like, Parks, like, that was completely a lie.
I looked at Chase and I was like, what? Oh, that didn't happen. And then he was like, no, it did, but like
completely changed circumstance.
Did you think that's what happened when you said
that's why I thought it was so funny. I was like up late laughing at that because I thought it was like a missed game, like a lost game.
No, not at all.
That's okay. Wow, yeah. I shot 100% from the free throw line one season in 7th grade.
Wow.
I shot like 1 free throw, 2 free throws maybe.
Oh my word!
You made them both though?
Incredible.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Okay, boys, let's wrap this up. Let's look at this meme, and then we'll hop off. I'll share my screen with you, listeners. This meme will be in the description of this podcast, so you can look at it too. Because this is radio, not television. They can't see what we're seeing.
Yes.
Okay, here we are. Share. Can you guys see this?
Yes.
Is this supposed to be funny?
Wait. I don't know if I'm supposed to be laughing.
Oh, no.
I don't.
What?
I don't find this funny at all.
Wait a minute.
Okay, wow, I should have a little context with this. This is from a coronavirus memes subreddit.
Oh.
Oh, that's just sad.
Yeah, that is sad.
I'm not going to say anything else.
I don't know what to comment on this. I mean, it is true that, like, also I thought abortions have gone, what was it in Texas?
Okay, we're not going to get serious about this.
Okay.
My word.
I thought this was...
Well, okay.
I think that's just sad.
That was an incredible failure. I could cut this out, but we're radio, we're honest radio.
Yes.
Transparent. The ups and downs, they get to hear.
Oh, yeah.
So even when memes fall flat on air.
Wow, yes.
I thought it was funny. I'm pretty sure I laughed out loud when I saw it. So.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Well, boys, we have wandered throughout various topics. We have seen different things. We've talked about many issues, pressing issues. We've laughed, we've cried.
Yes.
And until next time.